Welcome to Empowered by AI, the podcast for women entrepreneurs ready to harness AI to take their businesses to the next level. I'm your host, Michelle Muncy-Silva, founder of Innovative AI Studios. You may have left corporate life to start this entrepreneurial journey, but you don't have to go it alone. Here, you'll find a supportive community of like-minded women and an invaluable thought partner each week, as my guests and I share actionable insights you can use right away. So let's dive in together. All right, Denise, your work with AI tools in the service of entrepreneurs has inspired so many, and I'm one of them. I can't wait to dive into your story and get some insights from you today. So, can you share a little bit about your journey in digital marketing and how your business evolved into Adventures in Visibility?
Yes, it's a long story now because it started in 1996 and by accident, really, because I ended up moving to Canada, Eastern Ontario, with my boyfriend at the time, and he wanted to start a coaching practice. And I'm like, okay, whatever that is. I'd always worked in jobs before, but it's okay. Yeah, sure, I'm game. And we lived out in the country on 100 acres, which was a shock for this Los Angelino. And we had one phone line and one computer. And we quickly realized that because we were at least a 45-minute drive from any town, that we were going to have to get creative with how we did this. And I just started when he wasn't on the phone trying to drum up business or making contacts, I would afterwards would dial up and get on the web and start just searching. I was just trying to find anything or anybody that could help me because I had always been an employee. And even though I'd always worked for really small businesses or really small organizations, it's very different when it's just you and somebody else. But so that really got me hooked because I realized that I loved the web, even though it was so different then. There were people who didn't have email in 1990s. It was just it just opened this world to me that and I loved it. I loved it. And it's probably because I'm an introvert. So I could be online and connecting and doing stuff and then turn it off. And that really appealed to me. And I could almost have another persona, which is what because there was no fear or anxiety about being online for me. It seemed normal. It seemed natural. So, yeah, then for about 6 years, we built a six-figure business, and we moved to Ottawa after a few years, which was good for me. Um, and then I moved back to LA and realized that, oh, I helped build a business. I can do it for myself.
Yes.
And even though my partner was the front guy and I like being behind the scenes, I realized that I could do it and took off from there. And that was 2002 when I came back here and to LA. And that was because I had contacts through that other business. I just started letting it be known that I was going to do this thing online and help other people build their business because I had done it. And I had clients right away from people I had known in that other context. And yeah, so that started it. And that was really at the early days of blogging. I started blogging in 2004 and immediately met a lot of really cool people and started a company called the Blog Squad with a different partner. We did that for a few years and then I went on my own again. And it just really it's all made sense to me, and it really it keeps me engaged every day, let me tell you.
Yeah.
It's been, what, 27 years or something now, and I really feel like I'm rarely bored or dissatisfied, and if I am, it's usually something else that has nothing to do with, what I'm doing online because it changes so fast, and
Yeah.
Then in 2013, I was in Peru, and I love to travel. I've been a traveler my whole life, and I was in Peru, and I realized that everything about travel really could be applied to business.
Mhm.
And those are the 2 things that I love to do. I love to travel, I love to hike, I love to explore new places. I'm an agnostic. I like mountains, beach, cities, everything. I'm happy with it
All
all.
open to you.
I love it. And it just hit me that I love adventure. I'm curious. I am willing to try new things. I'm willing all that stuff, and that's all about what business is.
Mm.
That's how it finally evolved into adventures and visibility.
Yes, yes.
That was
So that
probably pretty
mindset.
wordy.
No, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. So how do you approach entrepreneurs to help them grasp that mindset?
I think that I am able to talk to them about online business because I don't do offline business. I just do
Right.
online. And I'm able to talk about it in a way that they understand. I can simplify things pretty well. And I am very encouraging about what to do, how to do it. I'm very hands-on with clients. I would say I'm more of a consultant than a done for you person, but I will help you because I've done it all. I've done it first in my own business. And so it's not like I'm hiring people to do stuff for me. I figure it all out myself. So then I can help other people figure it out. Other people like me, I realized not long ago, oh, all my clients are exactly like me.
You are your avatar.
I am my avatar for sure. And so that makes it easy in a way because they trust me because they've seen what I'm doing. So they trust that I can help them do it too.
That'd be kind of a positive way to see themselves in you, in
Yeah.
that, okay, I've got this partner in crime. I know that this can be done. Yeah. And
Yeah,
I think there's
exactly.
something to be said for women leading that, being that face forward, because it does allow you to say, not only have I done this in my own experience, but
Mhm.
I can definitely reflect a piece of you in this as you
Yeah.
grow as well.
Yeah. Yeah. It's very easy to connect on that level. It's easy to intuit what they're looking for because of course everybody's different and everybody what their business is different, but there is a baseline foundation that's the same for everyone. And in terms of what you need to do to have a business and what you need to do online to have a business, and it may be a different tool for that person or this person, or the message will be different, of course, because people are unique, but there's still these foundational things that are important. And so conveying that and helping them get there, explaining it, I can show them, I can jump on Zoom and show them things, that sort of thing. So it's not like oh, no, you go hire the VA to figure it out for you. I'm like, "Okay, I've done that before. Let me do it. Let me
Yeah.
show it to you."
Completely hands on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there are so many things, so many tools, so many platforms that are constantly on the rise and being sold as the thing that will 10x your fill in the blank, right? I
Yeah.
can't tell you how many times 10x has entered my feed. But how do you help clients clear away the noise, prioritize where they should focus with their visibility efforts?
You're right. There's so much coming at us. There's so many options. It's so noisy, and I think about when I started, like, most people didn't have email. So think about where we are now, where there's everything that you could never even dream of, and it's already here. Having that really long timeline helps me to then have conversations with my clients to figure out who is your client, what is your message, what is the best way for you to work, what have you tried, what works for you, what didn't work for you. And it sounds weird, but give them permission not to have to do everything. It's, oh, but you do everything. I said, no, I try a lot of things. I try a lot because that's my job and I like
Mhm.
it. but that doesn't mean you have to, right? So, because a lot of people, for example, really don't like being on video. Okay, don't do a video. Even though everybody says, oh, you have to do video, but guess what? You don't if you don't want to. And so sometimes that's, I don't. Oh, okay, good. I like writing. I like talking. So let's find that sweet spot of they're, who they want to work with, what they like, where they are. How does that overlap with what you like and what you are, what you're serving and selling, and find that and focus on that.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you find that there are certain platforms that are aligned to certain entrepreneurial types, or do you think that it really is just let's figure out where your ideal audience is?
I think that's where it starts. Where's
Mhm.
your ideal audience? And if it's on a platform you don't like, okay, they're probably on more than one platform because everybody is, right?
Yeah.
So let's figure out where they might be that you do, or figure out what kind of content or how you can be on that platform and still be okay with it.
Hmm.
Yeah, when again, sounds so old when I say this, but when I was younger, when I was starting out, there was no social media. There was email and websites, and that was about it. And then there was blogging, and then there was MySpace. And so it wasn't like there were like 50 places, 50 platforms to decide on. And
Yeah.
I found for myself that I'm starting to drop off platforms. That's okay. I can't, when there were three, you could say be everywhere. You got to be everywhere. And I did say
Hmm.
that. If you want to be seen, you got to be everywhere. But that was three platforms, not 20. Looking at what makes sense, both
Hmm.
from a personal, you like, what you enjoy, and where your person is.
Yeah. Yeah. You've got to
So,
find that balance because you have to keep the joy in it.
yeah,
Otherwise, you might as well have a 9 to 5.
exactly, exactly. And I think that's what over time has become clear to me too. Is if you don't have fun doing it, if you're not enjoying what you're creating or who you're serving, then there is no point here.
I find that fascinating because as we move from a 9 to 5 culture into an entrepreneurial culture, I think there are some habits that I know for myself. I bring it with me. I have spent so long head down, blinders on, nose to
Mhm,
the grindstone. That has become a work habit for me.
mhm, mhm,
And I don't always give myself permission to say, wait, I can have white space. This
yeah,
is my world. I'm creating this world because that's the new thing, right?
mhm,
It's when you
yeah,
become that entrepreneurial spirit is wait a minute, how do I get rid of some of my old corporate industry habits?
yeah, yeah, that you're spot on there. Probably in the first 10 years that I was working on my own, I was always working. I'm responsible for everything. So I have to, if I don't work, I don't get paid, that kind of thing. And I could be at my desk at 5 in the morning until 9 o'clock at night or something, just because, oh, I had to be doing this work. And there were so many things I could do. And now that is not the case. I realized that one, I don't need to do everything. And two, that I may still be at my desk at 5 or 6 in the morning because that's my circadian rhythm. 2 o'clock, I step away. I go for a walk. I take a nap. I read a book. I just
Yeah.
step away, and then maybe at 4 I come back, and then I wrap things up and I've refreshed. So,
Yeah.
yeah, it's about finding what works for you and like permission is a big thing that we seem to need. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
what's going to happen if I don't work this hour? Am I going to miss a client? Oh no, am I going to be punished? No, Denise, you're not going to be punished. You are the boss.
Yep, yep, that's giving the self permission.
Yeah.
Yes, I think there's nobody else that's gonna give it to you. You gotta give it to yourself.
Exactly, exactly, and you need a break.
Oh,
Yeah.
100%. 100%. You're gonna be 20 times more productive if you let yourself have that break.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. I can just go outside and walk around the block for 20 minutes and come back. Okay, let's go.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And there are, I would say, some great opportunities with AI in creating that freedom and space. What do you see as the biggest benefits of AI for the entrepreneur, for the small business owner that is wearing all of those hats?
I see it as a huge productivity tool. Once you get familiar, there's a learning curve with everything you do, but just the speed at which you can generate whatever you're trying to generate.
Mhm.
For me, it's often ideas because I can get stuck. I can get paralyzed and should I do this? Should I do that? Let's see that. And then throw the question into ChatGPT and there's a whole bunch of stuff. Oh, okay, that one. That works better for me. And then I can go from there. So for me, it really gets me unblocked really quickly. And also that there's a lot of marketing collateral that you can create that doesn't have to be written out of your head. Not that I'm advocating writing articles 100% and just copy and paste it from ChatGPT. I would never, ever, don't do that, please. But let's say you're working on an article. I just started a newsletter. I've got an article, I'm working on it. I get ideas, I brainstorm, I ask for quotes to put in or stats to put in. That would have taken a long time to get back in before November 2022 to go search all that. And there I am. I have 5 quotes that I can pick from, or subject lines, or social media captions. And that's one of the things that I think that this is obvious to people who are using it. I'm not saying anything new that hasn't been said. Just the idea of being able to repurpose content so fast, especially, for example, like a podcast. You've got
Mhm.
an audio, you've got a video. Now you can throw that into a tool. There's lots of different tools, and you can have a newsletter out of it. You can have captions out of it. You can have reels out of it. All this stuff, and it's original content
Mhm.
because you're having a conversation or speaking to the audio video sphere, and now you can manipulate that content however you want, and it's really fast. It's not perfect. I've yet to use anything that was get anything that was perfect, but I can get pretty darn close.
Yeah.
So I think that's a huge time saver, especially for the solopreneur that is doing everything themselves, and they're like, "Oh, I don't have time to do marketing. I don't have time to be on social media. I don't have time to post anything."
Here's your
Opportunity.
exactly, exactly. And that's where I think and you tell me what you think about this, but I think communities can be so incredibly helpful with this
Mhm,
because I don't know what I don't know. And
mhm.
there are literally hundreds of tools coming out, it feels like daily.
Yes.
So if I don't happen across accidentally some AI tool that will do X, then I don't know. So can you speak a little bit about how community, having that trusted place to go, how does that play into helping people build strategies?
I think it works on, multiple levels because by the nature of a community, you've got a group of people who are gathered together with a shared interest, generally.
Mhm.
That's a type of community online. For example, I'm starting a 3rd community, but there's the AI Success Club that I
Nice.
host with a partner. I have a community called Marketing Trailblazers that I started about 6 years ago, and I'm starting a new newsletter on Substack that has building community into that. So, the idea behind that is that, 1, with so much technology, people want to be able to connect with other people. Being in a community also helps people to collaborate and get support with what they're doing, learn from other people. For example, in the AI Success Club, I don't know everything. Yeah, I'm running it with a partner, but things are moving so fast, I just keep a little bit ahead. But then other people, members of the community, also share what they're doing and what they're learning and the tools that they find. And it's, oh, I haven't heard of that one. What is it? Let me go check it out. That kind of thing. And being in that space, it helps build trust. It helps build credibility. And it also helps the individuals who make up that community confident about what they're doing as well. Because typically it's going to be a safe space. I like to think that my communities are safe spaces for people.
Yes.
The Marching Trailblazers, for example, it's a small community. It's constantly, have you heard of this? Have you tried that? Oh, let me do this. And we have built in, as a leader, I've built in ways that we can support each other's growth too, not just by chatting or having coaching sessions or whatever, but by doing things like every Friday I have a visibility boost day and people will put in links to whatever they want some visibility for. They want it to get some more reach, and whoever wants to participate participates in that. And so it's a good way to learn about each other. It's a good way to get eyeballs, that kind of thing.
Mhm.
And I've been doing this for a long time in one way or another. I take that thing to all the things that I've done over the last few years, and it's always something that people really appreciate because sometimes it's hard to get eyeballs on your content, for example.
Yeah.
Whether it's a video or there's just so much out there. Not everything you put out goes viral. Probably most
No.
things don't. You're lucky if something ever goes viral that you put out in your life.
Yes. Yeah. No, I get that sense of feedback and that sense of I'm not alone in this. What do you see? And then what do you
Mhm.
see others doing? That really can give you a sense of, okay, I'm not that bad off here. Moving forward.
Oh, I didn't think of that. Oh,
Yes.
I wonder how that works with this. It sparks creativity, I think, also to be in a group.
Yeah.
I never
Yeah.
thought of myself as a group person. Nah.
Oh my gosh, yeah, but to be honest with you, what I have found is that when you are talking about something as new as this, there is such a learner mindset
Mhm.
in these communities that
Yeah,
you are welcome and you
right.
can be that person that doesn't know because everyone in that group is either right there with you not knowing or they were last week.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
Yeah, you talk about safe spaces. I really
Yeah.
do see that right now with the
Mhm.
groups that I'm joining or that I've been a part of for a while now. It's
Mhm.
that sense of, "Hey, we're learning this together."
And when it's something that you initiate, you're into it,
Yeah.
so that it helps you teach it too. So
Yeah. Oh, no, for sure. And as an early adopter yourself, I remember when I signed up for my first Facebook, I signed up for my first Instagram. I remember this. My dial-up and AOL, all the things.
yep, all the
So
things.
I totally get that, and as an early adopter in that way, you have explored a range of
Mhm.
not only digital platforms, but now AI tools. How do you for example, I was just gonna say, you just were talking about the other day a guide for creating that high converting opt-in page with
Mhm.
AI, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
What made you decide that specifically? And can you walk us through that process?
Yeah, I can. Yeah, so it's because I'm constantly, how can I do whatever it is in front of me, right? And I had actually, and that's it's such a it just came to me because I had been teaching a short course on list building, and I had created a checklist for the members. And I said, "Oh," I kept referring to it, people that weren't in the program. And I thought, "Oh, that's a really good lead magnet." So I had this checklist already, but I hadn't thought to do anything with it. And then, oh, that should be a lead magnet. I'm sure people will sign up to get that because we do always have to be looking at our email list because people come, people go, people come, people go. Because copywriting has never been my favorite thing to do. That's one of the things I love ChatGPT for is that I can get draft stuff and then go, oh, okay, I know how to fix this. But to get it started is just so brilliant. And so what did I have to do? Oh, it was a Google Doc, and I wanted to upload it to ChatGPT to have ChatGPT analyze it. But you can only do PDFs. You might be able to do Word docs, but all I had was Google. So I converted it to a PDF and I uploaded it to ChatGPT and just basically said, analyze this, then create an opt-in copy for an opt-in page and give me a strong title, give me a hook subtitle, give me 5 bullet points, give me the benefits, 2 sentences of what the benefits are of this, give me a strong call to action. I just started there and it spit it out. And I was like, oh, this is really good because it didn't build it for me, but it gave me all the content I needed to actually put together, use a template to put together a landing page. And it was so fast. It would have taken me, I probably still would be working on it.
I would be.
So, yeah, that was like, oh, that's that was good. That worked. And it wasn't the most complex prompt you'd ever seen. I just said what I wanted. And I tend to do that. I'm not put all the prompt all like together, 3 pages of a prompt. I see some like that, but I want this and this. And then I take it from there and what I can expand on from there. I like the iteration piece of it. I
Yeah.
really enjoy the iterating part. It's, oh, no, I don't remember that email subject line. Give me 10 more. But do it this way, not that way. Yeah. Don't put
Yeah.
quotation marks around it. And put it in my voice. Put it in first and second person. So I like going through that process.
Yeah. I was literally just talking to Kim the other day, and she and I both were talking about iteration and how if you're not willing to iterate, it's very complementary to what you were saying about never take anything you get at first
Right.
glance. You just got to play with it to make
Yeah.
it yours.
Yeah. And the tools are getting more sophisticated. For example, ChatGPT is just definitely progressing, and Claude and Perplexity and whatever else is out there. Uh, I know there's a lot of
Just
them,
one
and
or two
sometimes I
things.
yeah.
Just one or two.
Oh, Gemini. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, it's like they're getting better. So it's getting to the point where I can give less direction on tone because it brings up, it's starting to get my tone after 2 years. Oh yeah, you don't want all these hypey jargon words. No, I don't. And one comes up and I'll say, you used a word on my do not use list. Do not use that word. Rewrite it.
Yep. You got to have the do not use list. That's tip number 1 right there.
Yes.
Mine is the word vibrant.
Oh, I
It
don't see that.
always, oh my gosh, I don't know why, but it
Deep dive.
everything in my world apparently needs to be vibrant.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, there's quite a few of those words that I just I cringe when I see them. And there was a time when I wouldn't have cringed because they didn't come up in every single thing that was ever written before AI. Saying take a deep dive into this. That would be normal copywriting. Now if I see that, I go AI wrote that.
Oh, there you go. There's certain triggers now that you have.
Yes.
Yep. Yep.
But it's fun too. I think that it's fun, and it really, like 2 years ago when ChatGPT was launched, 2 years ago this month, it jazzed me up all over again.
Yeah.
It was like when blogs came out. Those were a game changer. Game changer, that's another word.
I'll let you have credit for that though, because I saw it come out of your mouth. Well, but you are so not alone in that because everyone that I've talked to, when I ask them about what their journey was towards these tools, a lot of them will say that it woke up a creativity in them
Mhm.
that had been stamped out for quite a while. And it brought them back to a joy
Mhm.
that in creation that they had completely forgotten about.
Yep, that about sums it up.
Yeah. Yeah. Same for you. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
No,
I was
definitely.
fine in my business and doing my thing, but then when this popped up, it's was, "Oh my god, this changes everything. This
Yeah.
changes everything."
And see, I so want to spread that joy. I do. So, for those that are new to these tools or hesitant about
Mhm,
how they might use them and not get that, like you said, that negative reaction of, oh, AI did that. If they're just unsure, what's one approachable way that you feel like they could begin experimenting in their digital marketing, say, for example?
mhm. Starting with a simple tool, and I would say ChatGPT is a pretty simple tool. When you set up your account, you can get a free account, and when you turn it on, there's this field, an empty field, and that's where you start experimenting. I can't remember what my first prompt was, but I'm sure it was something rather stupid, but oh, prompt. Oh my gosh, this is something people are gonna have to learn. That I learned pretty quickly. I'm gonna have to learn how to do this, but it doesn't have to be complicated, and I would say think about what you're doing manually, let's say now. You're writing blog posts or you're writing social media captions or you're writing press releases or whatever it is that you're this is a language tool. Whatever you do already in your business, I'm not doing anything different with in my AI didn't change what I'm producing in my business. It's just making it more efficient.
Mm,
So I would say if you write blog posts or articles for a newsletter or anything, say draft an article, a 500 word article about X, whatever your topic is, for, and then put in your target audience and let her rip and see what comes out. Because that's where you're going to go, "Mm, this is amazing."
yeah.
And then you'll see what how you can start iterating from there. So then you say, "Oh, that's a crappy title for this article." So you type in, "Give me 10 alternatives for the title of this article." And
Mhm.
within a second, you'll have 10 alternatives and you'll see something maybe that you like better. I always end up like mixing and matching from subject lines and titles that I get. Is
Yep.
I like the first part, but I don't like the, oh, but that's a good second part. Okay. Or that's a better subtitle than a title. Okay. So but it's just generating things. Let it generate for you. Um, the key is that we alluded to before is that okay, let's say you ask it to do a 500 word blog post and it sounds pretty good. Just know that then don't publish that. Don't publish that. What you can do is copy and paste that into a Word doc or Google Doc and edit it so that it reflects who you are. That's the first thing to do. And then as you learn how to use these tools, and there's a million places you can do that. Just watching other people, reading AI related newsletters. I'm a prompt collector from all the AI newsletters that I read. Oh, that's a really cool prompt. I got to try that sometime. But yeah, you start to see how it works. It's really about experimenting and being curious. Those are like my two big things anyway for anything new.
Yeah.
And it's pretty fun. Ask it to write a poem about your business. Ask it to write a haiku, you know, ask it to write a song.
Yeah.
I'm serious. I think I did a poem, like, for one thing, like, one of my first things, like, "Oh, write a poem about whatever," and, oh, that was pretty good. I couldn't
Yeah.
have written that because I don't write poetry.
Yeah. I think sometimes again we forget that we just need to have a little bit of fun
Yeah,
and you get to know things through the play.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. That's a great way to put it because you are. It's just type things into that prompt field. Ask it questions because you can ask it also rather than ask it to create something. You just can say, "Tell me how to write a prompt for a press release," and you'll get that information back telling you how to do it.
Yeah.
So I forget about that sometimes. I'm just like think about as creating content for me to use.
Hmm.
I forget to ask it questions about things to learn.
Yeah.
Um, I did, and it doesn't have to be just business.
No, not at all.
Last year I went to Japan, and so prior to that, I was like, "Give me a one-day walking tour around Kyoto, ideas for a walking tour around Kyoto."
Nice.
Got a lot of things. What's the best place to eat? This, or where do you get the best ramen? Or so these are also ways.
Yeah, ways to play.
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. And that's your one of your communities, the AI
Mhm.
Success
Mm.
Club. You guys are amazing with supporting people in doing that, I think. I
Oh,
really
thank
think
you.
you are. And the prompts that you can gather from that community, it's just you couldn't possibly use them all. There's just
We
so
don't expect
many.
that.
No, there's I think I say that in a really good way
Yeah.
because it's easy for you to find something in the collection that fits your individual.
And that's our goal too, because Andy O'Brien, he's 20 plus year copywriter for big name people and in the advertising business. I've been doing digital marketing for over 20 years. And so that's our focus. And so if there's a million things we're constantly, oh, well, what about a prompt for this? What about a prompt for that?
Yeah.
And so, yeah, that's one of the things that producing that, like, okay, it's prompt day. We need prompts for Monday.
But I do love that idea of asking questions too.
Hmm.
And that, oh my God, that's a powerhouse. I love the
Yeah,
question. Here's what I want. What do you need from me?
exactly. Exactly.
Oh, so
Exactly.
powerful.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a really good one too. Or I don't know.
You could go for days. You
Yeah,
could go for
yeah,
days. You
yeah,
could.
I know.
But let's take a minute and let's talk about you. What's next for you? Are there any projects, tools, initiatives that you're super excited about?
I just started about 6 weeks ago a new newsletter, and I'm doing that on Substack. It's called Your Visibility Edge. And basically, I've been advocating what needs to be done to boost one's visibility for solo
Mhm. Yeah.
entrepreneurs for years, but I've never had it. It's been a long time since I had any kind of newsletter kind of thing. And even though I've got a blog and all that, it's just drifting off. And I was like, you know what? Want to get back into focus on that instead of just talking about it when I felt. So I just started that end of September, and I'm building a community into that because Substack is really encourages that. I've done 2 other projects on Substack, over the last few years, but this is a totally brand new one, and it's making me focus because I committed to writing an article every week.
There you
Mhm.
go.
Yeah, yeah, and so far I am. Been 6 weeks. But it's good, and I use AI for a lot. I don't use it to write the article, but I use it to expand on ideas, to sometimes format it in it because 'cause I'm doing an introduction, why is this important? Here's what to do, and then here's how to implement it kind of thing, right? And I have an AI portion with that, AI, segment with that. Um, that's been fun to do, and I'm
Yes. Yes. And
along with everything else.
right, exactly, exactly. One more thing.
Yeah.
But I love that, and I love the idea of AI as that thought partner.
Mhm.
What you're talking about is really capitalizing on AI as not just a first drafter, but also that idea of it giving you that critical sounding board.
Yeah, yeah. Because I ask people frequently what they want to know about, what they wanna know
Mhm,
about, and so I'll use their words and just put that in and say, "Give me some ideas about how to address this."
mhm.
Not like I couldn't think of them, but the thing about AI that I really like is often some of the things it comes up with, I wouldn't have thought of, and so that's always, "Oh, okay," you know? Well,
Yeah, and I'm always me, right? I'm always me. I've always got my train of thought. I've got my habits. I've got my routines. And so I might get stuck in a rut,
Exactly.
and getting that objective, I won't say unbiased because it's not
Mhm.
unbiased, but that objective outside voice,
Yes.
if you will,
Yeah.
that kind of will throw a different pattern back at you. And you're like, oh, out of that.
Yeah, and I'm really enjoying it on that level because I'm not just copying, pasting what it gives to me. I'm looking at it and saying, "Okay, what works, what doesn't work for me, what
Mm.
I need to write that introduction because I've already got it in my head," or whatever it is. But then it makes it really simple as part of my workflow. I'm actually, like, documenting it, which is I don't usually ever do. I just have it all in my head, but I'm
Mhm.
just kind of once it's published, then I've got this whole list of things that I do, and I just throw it into either Notebook LM or which is a pretty cool tool, and or Cast Magic, which is another tool that I've been using, or just Script for videos. So I have a suite of tools that I pick and choose from, and I can just throw it in there and give me titles, give me a meta tag for the article, give me or meta description, give me Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, whatever captions, give me a summary, give me a too long didn't read it summary, give me so all this stuff, and then I have a suite of content that I can use to share around,
Yeah.
and that's much faster because I used to do that not with AI,
Yeah.
and it took
Yeah.
really a long time.
And that's where we really want to help entrepreneurs
Yeah,
recognize that you are not having to do that completely solo,
yeah,
that
yeah,
this thinking partner will help you out a ton.
yeah, yeah. My assistant.
Exactly. Exactly. And don't we all deserve one?
Yes, absolutely. And
Especially one that
this
only
one
costs.
doesn't talk back and charge me a lot of money, so.
Except you have to tell ChatGPT to be critical. You really do, because that tool will sing your praises the livelong day.
But that's nice too. I'm
That's
not
true.
very nice to it. I just say, "Give me this," or "Do this," and other people are like, "Hi there, would you please create blah, blah, blah? Oh, and yeah, make sure you do this. Thank you so very much." I'm like, "What are you doing?" It's just that's not
I'm totally the please and thank you person.
it's so funny because when I heard people were doing that, I was like, "Maybe I should be nicer." I'm
We're
just
all
like
planning ahead for when it
yeah, it's
takes
just like
over.
dropped a blog post about blah, 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 okay? And here's my audience, da, 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 da. I'm just like, "Bleh." There was no conversation. Now I'm like, "Oh, please, thank you. No, that didn't really quite do the trick. Could you rewrite it now, please?"
See, we're all coming at it in our own ways. Yeah, no, I'm a total please, thank you. I'm taking a break right now. I'll come back later. I haven't asked it to go get coffee with me
Yeah,
yet, though.
yeah.
I do have limits.
You could take it with you on your phone.
No, I have done, probably not in the safest of ways. I have turned on that speaker because I had an idea that would not
Oh,
leave my head.
oh, good.
I did do that, yeah. Not a good idea to do that while driving. I would never
Oh,
encourage that.
oh, yeah. Where's the phone?
I know, no, but yeah,
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
take it on a walk and do that, then you're
yeah,
golden.
yeah, yeah. I don't really use it on mobile. I'm a desktop gal. I
Yeah.
like with my big monitor and
Oh,
so,
totally get it. Yeah, no, the mobile experience isn't the same. I get
yeah,
you.
yeah. But yeah, it's exciting and it's changing so fast and new tools evolving faster than we can keep up with them. And I think that it's something to embrace.
Yeah.
You control it. It doesn't control you. That's something that's important too.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree. I agree 100%. And I am sure that just listening to this, they've been inspired to jump in and play at least just a little bit.
Yeah. Do anything. It can't hurt you and you
No,
can't break
no.
it.
And it won't judge you. You're in a safe space.
That's right.
Thank you so much for
Sure.
sharing all of this with us. I so appreciate it.
No, you're very welcome. very honored to be asked.
Thank you for tuning in to Empowered by AI. If today's episode sparked ideas, don't wait. Follow the link in the show notes to visit innovativeaistudio.com and download your free resource, created to help you put today's insights into practice. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on future episodes packed with more tips, tools, and inspiring stories. Until next time, stay empowered and keep innovating.